All right. I think we're live here. I got the notification and I'm going to check out Facebook and YouTube. Make sure we're good there. We're good on Facebook.
Oh, we're live.
Yeah, you were live, bro. Live. Yeah, we good. So yeah, we're live on both Facebook and YouTube. So, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to this video. No, it's in the morning. It's actually late for you East Coast folks. You East Coast folks get up pretty early. I mean, I do too, but this is a later in the day, guys, and we're coming to you with a video, with a interview type video, so to speak, that should excite you very, very much. Okay, to my right, I have a business partner, Eddie Ortega. I'm going to be interviewing him. Okay, and he has done something very spectacular, ladies and gentlemen. As I've been in the Forex space for a long time. I've been in the internet marketing space for over 2 decades, but the Forex space probably the last 6-7 years. And every year we try or want to get better at our craft, right? We want to get better at trading. We want to get better at making passive income, right? So less than 6 months ago, me and my other partner created an EA called the Sauce. You guys have been following me on Facebook and YouTube. You know exactly what I'm talking about. If you're new to this space, please subscribe to my YouTube channel. If you're on Facebook, head over to Passive Income Guru, subscribe and follow the channel. I've done several videos about this, about the EA. Okay. The Forex Trading EA is a software that trades for you. So for those of you're busy, you don't want to learn how to trade, you just don't have time, and you want something working for you on the back end, the Sauce EA is going to be what you want to tap into. And today, my buddy Eddie Ortega, guys, has mastered this thing. All right, so Eddie, welcome to the video, man. Thanks for coming on. I know you're a busy guy, but we appreciate you coming on, man. How you doing this morning or this afternoon?
Well, I'm doing all right. Well, it's late for most people. It's kind of early for me. I'm a night owl, so that's the beauty of trading. You can set your own hours. So.
Exactly. Tell us a little bit about yourself, man. For those who, I'm pretty sure a lot of people, seen your face for the first time. So tell us just a snippet about who you are and what you've done so far in the last 4 or 5 years.
All right. Well, I'm a manual Forex trader as well. I've been trading for about 5 years. I did have a short stint back before then that, like maybe a lot of people start with trading. They kind of just like dive in without any education and think they're going to make money. So,
right.
But no, I came back. I got serious about it. I actually met up with one of my mentors, and I was an educator on his platform for beginner traders, and I'm also a club promoter. More specifically, I do like live events, club events like concerts and things like that.
Okay, nice. And you've been doing the club promoting. How long you been doing that?
Probably since like 2006.
Wow, long time.
Yeah.
Long time. Okay. And so outside of manual trading, which is great, I mean, you're a club promoter, so you're busy. You're a busy guy.
Yeah.
Awesome. like all of us, if you're looking at this, Ortega, he's tapping into multiple streams, guys. Just how I talk a lot about this on the channel, that you need more than one income stream, guys. It is imperative, especially in 2023. Things are changing rapidly. The monetary system is changing, guys. And not only that, the job system is changing. Rapid Technology is taking over. Okay.
What's the saying? You'll never get rich working a job.
Right. You won't, guys. All right. So you got to have something that you can tap into. You work so hard for 10, 20, 30, 40 years of your life, and your money is just sitting in a bank. Put it to work. Okay. Now, Eddie, you've come across the Sauce. What led you to And let me back up and ask you this. How many EAs have you tried in the past? Because I know if you've been in Forex, you've been like me. You tried several of them things.
Yeah, well, I would actually call that kind of a hobby of mine, actually. So
Mhm.
I can't even put the number on it. I mean, I have a VPS set, and I have all kinds of EAs that it's just like a hobby. I just like to see them and
Okay.
play with them, and 99% of the time they end up being trash.
Mhm, mhm,
So
mhm.
uh, I'm gonna be honest with you. When I first seen it, and then I went on the page and I seen the features, I was kind of like, okay, here's another one.
Oh,
You know,
you're talking about the
but
salt EA.
yeah,
Okay.
and but I seen you were putting your name out there on it, and you have a reputation to uphold, and you're not going to ruin your name, on an EA. So I said, hey, I'll give it a try. And I started with the default settings, and then I kind of played with them a little bit, and I came up with a theory. So I tested that theory, put it in the settings, and then it's just been killing it. Killing it through all the news events. I've left it running nonstop for 3 weeks through all the news, NFP, CPI, everything. It's just been running, and then shared the results and shared my settings in the group, and
Mhm.
everybody that's using my settings are eating off it. It's crazy.
So wait a minute. Wait a minute. You've let this thing run because we usually in traditional EA world,
Hmm.
we tell people on red, especially NFP. NFP is crazy week. CPI gets crazy. NFP Friday, all the spikes and this NFP week period spiking and just a lot of manipulation and just a lot of people losing money that week, right?
Yeah.
Every
Well,
week.
the settings. Part of my theory was I wanted to see if it could withstand the big spikes in the market, because
Okay.
we do have a lot of beginners in that group
Right.
that don't know, how to look for news or when to get in and out. And so I figured, let me try to find a way to where it will save, it would sustain itself through those big news events. And we do see a little drawdown on those, but the biggest I've seen, which is 30%, which I think is very reasonable for an EA running through the news events, and it always comes
Man,
back
that's
and it eats. It eats. I
that's
think
so
NFP after NFP was over, I did, and all the positions closed for that were open during, not NFP but CPI.
CPI.
I made like 10% that day.
God, dog. So let me get this straight, bro. Because other EAs probably didn't. 99% of them probably blew up. They're
Right.
still running NFP. We tell people usually with traditional EAs, turn your bot off on NFP specifically on Friday when it gets crazy. Okay, but you let them run for 3 weeks straight without turning it off. Sleep, getting your sleep in, not worrying about a thing, and you wake up to profits.
Yeah, it's crazy.
That's amazing.
Yeah, I've never seen that before. It's like I said, I couldn't even count the number of EAs that I've tested. Like I said, I have a VPS that I have that's just
Mhm.
solely for that. It's like a little hobby for me. So yeah, it's
So, what percentage have you gained since you started, and how long did that take you?
it was exactly almost exactly 80%. So Friday would have been like 3 weeks plus a day, because I started on a Thursday. So almost right at 3 weeks. So 80% in about 3 weeks.
Man, that's you're talking about
I don't
astronomical.
cut it off on yeah, I don't cut it off on the weekends. Like I have trades open now. So I just let it run. I try to test it through the worst case scenarios.
Mm-hmm.
That's kind of like my thing. I just try to test everything through like the worst case scenarios and see what happens.
And you know, if it can stand the worst case scenarios, like last week, it can stand anything,
Mm-hmm.
anything, man. So these settings,
Last week was news crazy. Last week was news crazy.
it was news crazy. The market was just everywhere last week, so it was. And man, congratulations on that. I tell you, ladies and gentlemen, I don't like Ortega said. I don't get out here and just promote any. I can get out here and promote 10 EAs if I wanted to, and promote them and sell them without even thinking about it. But I'm very, very meticulous, as I've showed you or told you before about what I put my hands on. And of course, I'm not perfect. You know, it's been things in the past where I've tested and promoted and didn't work out. Okay. It's just the way, you know, as an entrepreneur, we have to do these things to make sure that we're on the right path. Okay. But we can't give up. That's the thing about entrepreneurs. We don't give up. We keep trucking, we keep researching, we keep testing. And that's why we're successful. Those who are successful because they don't give up. They see the vision. They know that they stick with it. Something got to give. It's like the law of physics. You know, you hit on something long enough, it's going to break. Okay, that's what it's all about. So, man, or Eddie, man, I'm excited. I know people that's looking at this or will look at this. They're gonna be like, okay, I've been looking at this saucier for a long time. You know, I've been seeing that people are winning, but this is the icing on the cake. When this thing can test the craziness in the market during news, red folder days, which is crazy. You got something special, and 80% in 3 weeks is crazy.
And most people were even just at the beginning running the default settings. Were just running the Asian session and turning it off during the volatile sessions like London and New York.
Mm-hmm.
And I was like, oh, man, yeah. So I was like, no, man, I'm gonna test it. I have a theory. I'm gonna test it, and it paid off. So
Absolutely, big time, bro, big time.
I don't put my face on EAs either. I don't because, like I said before, I've tested a lot of them. I know a lot of them are trash. But knowing that my face is up here saying good things about the sauce, that's big in my book, because I'm really not comfortable speaking about EAs normally, because
Mm-hmm.
you know they normally don't do well for people in the long term. So
Right.
I definitely would recommend the sauce though.
And side note, which is huge, I heard. Well, I didn't hear. I saw in a group that someone had tested your settings on an FTMO, a prop firm account. Is that correct?
Yeah, from what I understand, they used my settings on US, was it US 30 or gold? I can't remember, but yeah,
Mm-hmm.
somebody, I didn't see it personally, but Antonio told me about somebody passed 2 challenges on my settings.
When Antonio is my partner, so he's not going to lie about that. So that right there, that's another level. Okay. Because how many people are trying to take these challenges manually and failing every single day, right? And FTMO is the tip of the iceberg. It's the granddaddy of them all. So to be able to pass with the sauce on your settings, that's huge. Now, guys, I forgot to give a disclaimer. We're not guaranteeing you profits. We're not guaranteeing you anything. We're not even guaranteeing you can pass challenges with this thing. Again, we're entrepreneurs, we're investors. We understand the risk levels, and you have to come in this thing understanding the risk as well. We're not guaranteeing anything. We're just telling you what is happening and the potential. That's the key word, the potential of what's can happen. Because here's the thing. We know for a fact if your money stays in the bank, there's no potential gain at all. We know guarantee you're not going to earn any money. But when you flip on the other side, you say, you know what? I'm gonna put my money to work. I wanna make this. I'm gonna take this risk. It's like going to the, you go to the casino, you know that you got a high chance of losing your money, but you take the risk anyway. Okay. This particular risk is more calculated because of what we have in place. This is way better than the casino. I want you guys to understand that. Way better than the casino. You put your money in the casino, all you're doing is pushing buttons. Okay. There's no skill set. There's no parameters. There's nothing in place to protect your profits potentially. When you come here, the Sol CA, guys, we these settings that Ortega has, I've looked them up and down. They are fire. They are the psychology behind it is crazy. Okay. And what he's done, that, correct me if I'm wrong, Eddie, is you minimize the distance to where the profit, where the EA takes the trade, and the take profit is condensed. Is that about right on your settings?
Well, originally the step was bigger than the take profit, or vice versa. Either way, I flipped it. So
okay,
the step, now the step is smaller than the take profit. So it does take more trades, but I've condensed the I took the multiplier down a lot, so that it's able to withstand the spikes, and it's been eaten. So because my theory behind it was to have more of the trades end in profit once it hits the take profit.
Gotcha. Okay, so getting a higher profit once it hits the TP is kind of what you play with, so to speak. Okay, that makes sense. All right, and you actually share when people join the sauce. The settings are in the group for people to tap into right away, right?
Yeah, we actually pinned them. Antonio pinned them right to the top.
Awesome. So guys, when you get in, you're going to have access to these same settings that Ortega has that you can run on your own account. Okay, which is a huge deal. Okay, huge deal. So Eddie, one last thing, man, we'll let you go, sir. You run these settings on I want to get it right on a 15-minute. How many the multiplier? How many positions you have total on that one?
The multiplier is at 1.1,
and then the amount of trades that it opens up total.
I have that. I have that unlimited.
Unlimited. Okay.
Yeah, I don't have any risk. That's the crazy part about it, is I don't have any risk settings as far as like drawdown settings or limited amount of trades. And that's just because I know how these work, and I don't want to take, I'm comfortable with a little more drawdown because I know how they work. So I will say though that you could even cut my settings. You can take because I start mine at 0.2 0.02 lot size on a 1K account. You can cut that down to 0.01, half the risk. That means you'd probably have a highest drawdown of about 15% using the same calculations and still averaging 50% a month, which is still phenomenal.
That's phenomenal, bro. I mean, people these days take 10% a month.
Yeah.
Okay. Man, hey, I'm excited, bro. Simply amazing. Simply amazing. So, guys, that's all I have for you today. Eddie, man, we appreciate you, sir, for coming on a busy Sunday. I know probably you're resting today, man. But ladies and gentlemen, if you're looking at this, if you're not excited, something's wrong. Okay, you got something that you can tap into that is going to give you automated profits. Okay. We had a couple of people ask questions here. Angie, no, you do not have to know how to trade. Okay.
No, she's asking, do I know how to trade? Yes.
I
do know how to trade.
Does he know how to trade? Yeah, he does. He does.
Yeah. I've been trading for about 5 years myself. I was an educator on my mentor's platform. for beginner traders. So yes, I do know how to trade.
Absolutely. James Green, how much is the EA? EA is a whopping $300 one time. Okay, a whopping $300. Not going to break the bank. Not going to sell the EA for five. You know, we determined that we didn't want to hit people over the head with this thing. We want to make it as affordable as possible and effective as possible. We can easily, or could have easily, sold this thing for $1,000, but we said no. We want more people and to get results. That was our thinking behind it. So good question, James. 301 time. Hassan, sounds great, but if everyone is using the same EA with the same settings, the prop firm company would terminate your account. Well, you want to hit on that, Ortega, because everybody's not using the prop firm, the same prop firm account. So Hassan,
well, there's adjustments that you can make. You can make tiny adjustments, because you can make tiny adjustments to like the take profit or the step, just like 1 or 2 points, because it runs in points, so it's not really going to affect your account. I mean, that's what I personally haven't used it on a prop firm. I personally trade manually on prop firms, but I know the people that were using it, they were using it to pass the challenges. I don't think you have a problem with passing the challenges with the EA. So it's all about putting, a little adjustment so you're not having the same TP and step as everybody else. But also, different time frames. I mean, there's a bunch of different ways you can do trade a different pair. So there's a bunch of different things you can do to make sure it's not the same as somebody else.
And then there's a feature in there called the magic number. I don't know if that has anything to do with, but the magic number.
You can change the magic. Yeah, you can change the magic number.
Awesome. All right, good question, sir. Jay Con, this is my cousin right here. What's going on, bro? How much do you start with, if you don't mind? Talking to you, Ortega.
My settings were for a 1K account, $1,000.
$1,000.
I would say my settings were semi-aggressive, depending on how you want to look at it, because it was, like I said, during the CPI, I seen about a 30% drawdown, which some people might think of it as high, but it averages about 100% a month, which is doubling your account. And like I said, you can also cut that risk in half on a $1,000 account and see the highest at about 15% and still make 50% a month. So I mean, I did the compounding calculator, and I put $1,000 starting balance with a 50% per month gain, and you could get $64,000. Your account could grow to $64,000 in a year off $1,000. And I believe that half the risk is probably what would be comfortable for most people, and still 50% is crazy.
It's the potential to get that 50, man. That's ridiculous. To double your account every month.
Well, double your account would be 100%.
Oh, 100%. Right. So yeah. Every month you double your account.
It's all about what your risk appetite is, and
Man, and then to take it down even further, if they still want to get a little bit lower risk, could they turn the multiplier to like a 1.0 or something?
Yeah, you could do that. I don't know what the profit. I haven't tested it with a multiplier at 1.0. So I'm sure with a lower multiplier, you're going to see a lower percentage of profits. But
gotcha.
But yes, that could be a very low risk way to do it as well. I couldn't tell you what the drawdown or the profit would be on that, but it would definitely be a lower risk.
Gotcha.
I would probably recommend that for somebody with a smaller account, like $500 or something like that.
And then for the to be a 1.0 on the multiplier.
Say that again.
For you talking about for the multiplier to be like a 1.0 if they're starting with anything less than 1,000, maybe 500.
Yeah, I honestly probably wouldn't start with less than 500. that anything less than that is probably a little too risky. But
Okay.
yeah, with the multiplier at 1.0, I would say those are pretty safe settings.
Mhm.
But I don't know what the profit potential is on that. I would guess maybe 20 to 25% in a month, which is still good for a low risk
Man,
setting. I mean, that's phenomenal.
absolutely,
So
absolutely. Justin Cash. Oh, this is my guy Eric Jeter. Changing the magic number allows you to trade the same pair on different time charts for that. Okay, makes sense.
yeah,
Makes sense.
that's my setting. Part of my settings as well is that I run it on two charts, and that's a key feature.
This answers this question right here. What pairs do you recommend and how many charts?
Yeah. Okay. So I personally put it on the 15-minute, but you can put it on any time frame. I
Mhm.
have it running on Euro USD, and I have two charts open. And I have one specifically running for buys only, and one chart specifically for sells only. And the reason I did that was when you have one, it would only take one set of trades at one time. So if it was in a sell, it would keep running the sells. It wouldn't open a buy until those sells were cleared out. So my theory was I'm going to have one for buys only, one for sells only. So when the sells are running, if you have a little bit of drawdown, then your buys are running and making profits until the sells reverse, and then it's been working perfectly.
Man, when you told me that you had that set, I said that's this dude. That's a genius. I that's so guys. If you don't know what he's, and hopefully that answers your question, Desmond. Hopefully you don't know if you don't know what he's talking about. Don't worry about it. Guess what? When you buy the bot, we set you up. You ain't got to worry about the technicalities or anything like that. Like that. If you want to run exactly what Eddie Ortega's running, ladies and gentlemen, we can set you up like that. If you want another pair, we got a gentleman in the group that's mastered the US 30 pair. I ain't gonna say his name on here, but you'll see him. You know who I'm talking about, don't you, Eddie?
Yeah.
He's mastered the US 30 pair. We got folks trading the gold. We got folks doing all type of stuff in the group. The collaboration, the camaraderie is crazy, right? We're in the group. It is a very the atmosphere is positive. Nobody's complaining. We're helping each other win, ladies and gentlemen. Okay, that's what it's
So
all.
Angie has a question. Yeah, the EA is set for autopilot.
Oh yeah,
Um,
absolutely.
Now,
Absolutely.
yeah, it's all set for it's all autopilot. Now you can put it on a VPS and let it run. Um, because if you put it on your computer, then obviously your computer has to be on for it to run.
Mhm.
Uh, some people were turning it off during the volatile sessions like London and New York and just let it run Asian, but I let mine run 24/5 on the settings with no problem. So I just hooked it up to the VPS and let it run.
Man, that's perfect, man. And the VPS is going to help, guys. You don't need a VPS, but if you want, here's the thing about VPS. If you want that thing running in the cloud, you can turn your computer off and everything is still going to run for you. That's the beauty of a VPS. So you definitely want to have that with the bot. It's going to run smooth for you.
Yeah,
Okay.
I recommend a VPS anyway for anybody that trades because I mean, what if you're in the middle of a trade and your internet goes out? Uh, your power goes out.
Mm-hmm.
Whatever. I mean, you can't really do anything. So
Right. Right. Angie said, "Does it have stop loss?" No, this version does not have a stop loss, Angie. The second.
believe me, it doesn't need a stop loss. The way
Mhm.
the way it works, it doesn't need the stop loss. Uh, and especially the way I have my settings, it actually hedges itself. So you really don't need. I'm usually against not having stop losses,
Mhm.
but uh, it just it moves the stop loss for you. Well, it's not the stop loss; it moves the take profit for you.
Yeah,
So
that's
the
cool.
TP gets closer to the price as it goes. So
Mhm.
the price it's genius really, because the price never goes in one solid direction. Even
Right.
if it's going against you, it's going to retrace, and it'll once it retraces, it'll catch that TP, and you'll be good.
And that's the psychology of the market. You never see the market go straight up like you'll never see the market go straight up. It goes in stair step waves, and it has to pull back eventually. Okay, and like just what Ortega said, the take profit. And I seen this work when I first seen this because usually in your traditional martingale type bots, the TP stays right there. This thing moves the TP closer every time it takes a trade. That way you're it's kicking you out in profit faster. That's the other thing that's built in this thing. I'm telling you guys, when I first came and talked about this, a lot of you guys are probably like, "Oh, here we go, another EA." But
that's how I was, yeah.
But when we tap into this thing and say, "Oh, wait a minute, this is different. It may look almost the same, but it's not the same." Especially with Ortega settings, man. When he's done, I was like, and when Antonio told me about your set, he said, "Man, you gotta look at Ortega set." I said, "What?" I said, "Every day in the group, I've seen you killing." I said, "This dude is killing it. What is he doing? What settings is he using?" So that's why I had to get you on, man. Let the world know, let people know that we have figured out the Rubik's Cube, so to speak, and this thing is going to help a lot of people, bro, for sure. Okay. One last question, guys, and then I'm gonna let Ortega go. I know it's been well over we probably been on this thing for over 30 minutes, I know. Could we pay extra and get the source code with it? So basically, Hassan, what you're doing, sir, we actually installed a bot for you. Now, if you want to, as far as the source code, I'm not sure what you're talking about there, maybe the files or something like that.
So what he's talking about is the source code is actually the file in which you can go in and edit the actual EA. I'll say most people don't give out the source code, especially if it's a proprietary EA,
right?
Just because then they can rebrand it as their own.
Yeah, we don't do the source code, my friend. Unfortunately, we can't do that. Okay. Just now joining, has Eddie talked about the? Yep, we have talked about the setting. So what I want you to do, AP, you're on YouTube. Just rewind the tape. That's the beauty of videos. Just rewind the tape. Look at this again. He shares exactly what he's doing, and also again, when you get the EA, which I recommend you get it ASAP, okay, and get started. Then basically we're going to give you the settings and get you set up on the settings, okay?
And I'm in the group too, so my settings are pinned up in the group. Other people are using the settings, so if I'm not available, there's other people there that are using my settings that can answer questions. We all help each other out in there. So
that's right. All right, ladies and gentlemen, thank you for tuning in. Thanks for all the questions. It's been phenomenal, man. It's been a joy doing this video with you, Eddie. And again, congratulations, sir. And I want to say a big thank you for discovering a specific settings that is going to help a lot of people and raise their confidence level once again in the EA world. A lot of people probably been burned like you and I, just trying different ones. And like you said, it's a hobby. I like it too. It's a kind of a hobby for me too. I like to try them.
Yeah.
But man, what we got here, guys, is no game now. Now it's not about trying and not about a hobby now for those of you who are looking for an extra source of income. Now it's about changing your financial status and really putting your head down and running. Okay. With that said, ladies and gentlemen, thank you for tuning in. The link is going to be below this video on YouTube to get started here in just a bit once the video propagates. And if you're coming on late, rewind the tape. If you got any other questions, hit me up on Facebook. You can also book a time to speak with me so I can specifically answer your questions. Eddie, thank you so much, sir. It's been a joy. and looking forward to more of your results and us helping thousands now from hundreds. We're going from hundreds to thousands of people now with these fire settings, sir. All right.
Yeah. My settings going to be the default settings on 2.0.
Oh man, hey, we gonna have to do that, sir. We gonna have to do that. Yes, sir. Well, we appreciate
right,
it, sir. You have a great day, man. You guys, everybody else, you guys take care and have a great day.
All right, take it easy.